playing the flute. Krishna is, playing on the flute. There are so many flutes Krishna has, but one small flute is called Vamsi. And Krishna holds on the flute, and he plays on the flute. And as with Balramji, he goes to the forest. And as he goes to the forest, he was wearing a Karnikara flowers, forest flowers. And he is wearing a Vaijayanti Mala garland. He is wearing yellow, golden Pitambaram, yellow dress. And Krishna's beauty, wow. Actually, what is that? If you go to Nandagaon is actually like if you go to the temple, it's like a family picture actually. You'll see Krishna and Balaram standing together with flutes. And you will see Krishna and Balaram standing with flutes. On one side, actually on the left hand side is Yashoda, the right hand side is Nanda Maharaj. The extreme end next to Yashoda was Radharani, standing in the form of a, daughter-in-law actually. So one time, one Maharaj from different organization, he went and he saw this. He said, "What is this? Krishna and Balaram both are holding flutes. We don't see Balaramji playing flute. This is like, it's a mismatch. It doesn't work. Why are you putting like this? Because you see Krishna holding flute, but you don't see Balaramji holding the flute, playing the flute." Then Ramesh Chandra Goswami, he said, the temple head, we showed him, I forgot, he told you in the verse, 10th canto, this verse, I think 27th verse, which chapter I forgot. This verse says Krishna and Balaram both are playing the flute. As they were going, they are playing their flutes. As they were going to forest. Now, Balaramji also plays flute, not just Krishna. But of course, not always, but Krishna means, Krishna means he has always, he always has flute. Either is playing or it is stuck in his, in his waist belt. So Krishna's beauty. Kasturi tilakam lalad vakshastale kaustubam nashagre navamogdikam karatale venam kare kankanam sarvange harichandanam sulilitam kantecha muktavali gopastri parivishchito vijete Gopala Chudamani. Many times I explained this. You have Krishna's beautiful tilak on the forehead. On the chest, Kaustubamani. And he has a tiny ornament around his nose. Nasagre Navamagdakam. Karatale Venam, he has beautiful flute in his hands. Kare Kankan, he has beautiful bangles. And his whole body is made with chandan. Sarvange Harichandanam Sulalitam. And he has a beautiful necklace, choker, Muktavali. And that Krishna is surrounded by the beautiful gopis, Gopastri Pariveshita. So Vijayate Gopala Chudamani, that Krishna. This is Gopala Sahasranama. So anyway, the point is, what is that? Krishna's beauty is amazing. If you see Krishna for 1 second or 1 minute in your heart, you are mad after Krishna's beauty. Krishna means attracts. Akarshayati iti Krishna. I'm sorry, I don't know what. So you meditate on qualities of Krishna. As I said, end of the first wave, all the qualities of Krishna are given. Dhira Lalita, Dhira Datta, Dhira Prashanta, And Rupa Goswami explains not just the qualities, but he gives them he gives a pastime. In this pastime, Krishna did this. That's why he's Dhira Prasanta, Dhira Datta, Dhira Lalita. And Krishna's activities, Krida Dhyanam. Krishna's activities. You meditate on Krishna's activities. What are the Krishna's activities? Krishna would get up in the morning and he'll play on the bugle, buffalo horn, and he'll call his friends. You'll all come, chalo. So Krishna, Mother Yashoda feeds Krishna, and Mother Yashoda gives bath to Krishna, and after that Krishna gets ready. She helps. Actually, she dresses Krishna. Balramji helps. It's all dhyanam. In Vrindavan there is a place called Vrindakunda. Vrindakunda is where Tulsi Maharani is there, and in that there is a pond. Anyone has been to Vrindakunda? Who has been to Vrindakunda? Only one, two. So in that pond, actually, certain leelas happen in that pond. Now they renovated that pond. Couple of when I went first time, it's just a very, I cannot say abandoned, I cannot say neglected. Somebody's taking care, but because of, I think, lack of funds, they didn't do anything with it. But in the pond, Goswami said, later he gave Vrindakund to ISKCON, actually. What is his name? Not Bhujanam Prabhu. Deenabandhu Prabhu he gave. Anyway, now government renovated. The UP government, supporting, Indians, they renovated the beautifully, Vrindakund actually. Anyway, what is that? So it has the early morning Leela happens in the Vrindakund, unknown to anybody. So Krishna's activities, one time, His Holiness Radhanath Swami said, if you all, in the evening, there is one pastime that 4 o'clock, all the residents, they come out, the temple residents, because at 4 o'clock Krishna goes on that passage, on that pathway, Krida Dhyanam, how Krishna built the bridge, how he killed Bakasur, I'm sorry, Hare Krishna. So what is that? Today is fasting, right? Stomach is empty, I have this problem. So no problem. So how Krishna, he said, I'm like Ramchandra, I built a bridge. He said, really? Gopi said, already you built this bridge, because we have to go around. So Krishna brought all the monkeys and he built a bridge. Then, what is it, how he killed Agasar, Bakasar, Tranavarta, Putana. So they're all, and how Krishna would play. And how he would, what is that, with his friends, they would go to forest. And they would go near the well and they would look inside and they see the reflections and they would laugh. So many pastimes. Ittam sadam brahmaskanamutya, that verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. Nasyam gadanam, naradevakena, sorry, I forgot. Shagam vichara krita punya punja. So they are all very advanced devotees by now. They have unlimited heaps of pious activities and devotional activities. That's why they are playing the Supreme Lord as a Supreme Parabrahman as friend. Sevadhyanam, last week we saw that story. So, what is that? The 5 things. Initially, recollection. You recollect One devotee told me, I told this. Okay, let us read it anyway. Recollection, absorption, meditation. First you recollect the Krishna's pastime, whatever you read. Then be absorbed, dhyanam. Dhyanam. And meditation dhyanam, then that dhyanam, Krishna will come and go. Then keep on, then eventually after some time, Krishna's remembrance becomes fixed. And then what happens is samadhi, you'll be fully absorbed in Krishna. And his Prabhu was telling, that time you should leave the body. Then you'll go back to Krishna actually. That is Rupa Goswami's instruction. That is Rupa Goswami's instruction. You keep on, be absorbed. Like Sudha Goswami, when he instructed Parikshit to instruct all the 12 quantas, and he said, look, I told you what I'm supposed to tell you. Now you meditate. Because Takshaka may come at any time. It's all right. And Maharaj Parikshit, he sat in deep meditation. Whatever I had recollected, then he became absorbed in Krishna Leela, 10th canto. And that absorption became meditation. Meditation became Dhruvana Smriti, constant remembrance. And that became a Samadhi. That became a Samadhi. Then Takshaka came, but Samadhi left the body already. Takshaka came and bit his body and reduced them into ashes. Everybody said, alas, alas, alas. They said, no, Devatas, no. He already left the world. Takshaka only burned his body, but Krishna, Maharaj Parikshit already left the world. There is a Pushpa Varsham, rain of flowers from the skies. Perfect exit. Perfect exit. He went back to Godhead. Haribol. Yesterday I saw a couple of points, nice points. You know what is that? When the chanting, we already said, right? What are the 3 types of chanting? Vachik, Manas, Upams, right? If you're chanting loud, it means it is Kirtanam. You want others to hear also your chanting. But he said chanting should be in a Upamso. Upamso means you mutter your, you mutter the words. Only you can hear. That is Upamso. Third one is Manas. Manas means you can focus, deep absorption. But he said yesterday, Prabhupada told we should chant Upamso. Our chanting should not be our chanting should not be Vachik. Vachik means fine, but you want others to hear. And others may be disturbed. Of course, it is said, there has to chant loud, no doubt. So that the bacteria, everyone, they'll get benefit. But the holy name has a power, you chant the holy name, Pamsu. Pamsu is a dhyana, meditation. Anyway, so Seva Dhyana also. Actually, one devotee told me, I told this before also. Dhama, Nama Rupa Gunalila, but Leelas, Krishna's Leelas happen in Dhama, So if you meditate, one devotee told me when you would chant, he would remember his Parikram, Vrindavan Parikram. Dhanagati, Charanamritakonda, Aniyor, then Krishna, Krishna was actually Krishna is being pacified by Sorry, not Krishna being classified. So Aniyor, after that Aniyor, Sankarshan Konda. So likewise, you chant the rounds and you can recollect, but one should not forcefully bring Krishna, that is for sure. Any question on this before we go to next chapter? So the next chapter is aspects of transcendental service. The first one is Dasyam. Dasyam is what is that? Usually people, they do activities, they do activities, and they offer that result of that activity, the fruit of that activity to Krishna. Then that karma will become a bhakti. But this is not a pure devotion service, mixed devotion service. Yad karoshi yadasnasi yad juhosi dadasi yad yad tapassisi kaunteya tat krishna madarpanam. Whatever you do, whatever activity you do, whatever you eat, whatever you drink, whatever you offer, Krishna is telling Tat Kurusha Madarpanam, you make it as an offering for me. But this is mixed devotion service. Can anyone guess why it is mixed devotion service? Can anyone guess why it is mixed devotion service?
Because it is not to please Krishna directly.
It is not what?
It is not done to please Krishna directly.
It is not done to please Krishna directly. Actually, you have a fruity mentality. And some you perform certain material activities. But it is important to offer Krishna. So you are offering it. I want to eat gulab jamun. So you have a desire, you want to eat gulab jamun. But you learned, no. If you don't offer it to Krishna, it will create bondage. So you'll offer it to Krishna and eat it. So you desire to enjoy. Then it becomes you're offering it, but a fruity mentality. It's called a mixed devotion service. It's devotion service, not about bhakti. It is bhakti, but it is not a pure devotion service. So then it's called karmarpanam. But, what is another one? Kainkaryam, service. Kainkaryam is deeper. We'll see that some devotees, they have desires. But what if they offer? Oh, if I don't offer, Maya will catch me. Let me offer. But you have an intent, you don't have a pure love for Krishna, but you out of fear, if I don't offer it to Krishna first, it will create bondage. That's why you're offering it. That's why it's called a mixed devotion service. Though the type of people are called devotees, pure devotion service is different. Pure devotion service is different. Just give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Arival, can you hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji.
I'm sorry, actually. Servitorship means, Dasyam, you are saying, karmarpana, whatever the activities you do it as an offering. Then that is not pure. Sivaramara says that type of activity is mixed. But whereas Kankaryam, I mean, but in the karmarpanam only, but if you dedicate all the activities to Krishna, if you dedicate every activity, actually now out of Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smarana, the 9 ways of bhakti, servitorship and Sakyam and Atmanivedanam, they are considered very great. That means a preacher, So Rupa Goswami writes. But anyway, main activities of the devotees, in the karmarpanam, you perform, you perform your fruits, you work you what is that? You do your work, your occupational duty, and you give the fruit. The karma, you give the fruit to the result of Krishna. That is a mixed devotion service. But every activity, all the devotees, dasya means you keep on doing for Krishna. You're never idle. All the activities you're doing for the pleasure of Krishna, that is pure devotional service. That is a pure devotional service. All the activities you do and only for the pleasure of Krishna. That is pure devotional service. And the next one is Kainkaryam. Kainkari means in the mood of a personal attendant. Hare Krishna. Well-wisher. You do service, personally you do service. So Dasyam is one is service is there, second one is well-wisher. So no, sorry, we'll come there. But Kainkari means basically you serving in the mood of a personal attendant for Krishna's pleasure. You do that for Krishna's pleasure. Kainkaryam is actually what is that? Krishna is the center, Krishna in the middle. A deeper concentration in the mood of servitude. So the goal is you want to serve. You do any activity you do for the pleasure of Krishna in a very, very personal way. Means you keep Krishna's taste. This is very good for Krishna. If I do this, Krishna is pleased. If I do this, Krishna is not pleased. Kainkaryam. That time, Sharir Rasa Karmana Manasagira, Niklas of Yavastashu Jivan Muktasya Uchyate. A person who has this mentality, even if Jivan Mukta is actually liberated, though he is present in the physical body. Though he is in the physical body, is liberated. So a person using body, mind, and body, mind, and words, karmana manasagira. So if he does everything for the pleasure of Krishna, so if he is in that state, he is a jivan mukta. Though he is living, is already liberated from the material world. Is already liberated from the material world. The next one is Sakyam. Sakyam, actually, Sakyam is a well-wishing friend and a confidential peer. Confidential peer. Actually, Sakyam has a tinge of, what is that? Balramji, Sakyam, but as an elderly person, sometimes you would care for Krishna also. There is Vatsalya also. So Draupadi depending on Krishna's protection. Actually, what Draupadi went through a lot. What Pandavas went through a lot. But what Draupadi went through, definitely a lot, and Pandavas also went through a lot. But Draupadi has this faith. Avasya Rakshibe Krishna. Krishna will definitely protect. Krishna is my well-wisher. So, because Draupadi has that faith, actually now Rupa Goswami writes, Prabhupada writes actually that the celibate, lifelong celibate, Bhishma, when he thought of Pandavas and what Draupadi went through because of the behavior of Duryodhan, he cried. But Pandavas what? Krishna is our well-wisher. And Prabhupada writes, preacher is Krishna's well-wisher. Preacher is Krishna's well-wisher and wants to increase Krishna's pleasure. I'll bring more devotees so that they can serve Krishna. I know devotee gets into anxiety for the pleasure of Krishna. So that's why, what is that? Nachatasmat manusheshu kaschit me prikritama. There is no devotee dear to me than he who preaches the message of Bhagavad Gita. For him or her, pure service is guaranteed. At the end, he or she will come back to me. Nachatasmat manusheshu kaschit me prikritama. So why? Because the preacher is trying to bring more people so that he can do more activities for the pleasure of Krishna. He can do more activities for the pleasure of Krishna. And that way, he is very dear to Krishna. Prabhupada says, why a guru is dear to Krishna? Because he's going to door, campaigning for Krishna. Hey, here is Krishna, come and serve Krishna. Here is Krishna, come and serve Krishna. And when he's in the temple, he's doing service. When he's outside, he's preaching, bringing people to Krishna's lotus feet. That's why Guru is dear to Radharani. Guru is dear to Radharani. Why? Radharani does the same thing. Radharani would bring Pujarani. She does service to Krishna. And the grace of Krishna she distributes. And the grace of Krishna she distributes to others. So who does this? Who does this? Pujari does this. Who does this? Pujari does it. He does arti and gives the arti, the ghee lamp, then he gives it. So you're worshipping Krishna, that mercy, you're distributing it. That's why Radharani is the best pujarini. But anyway, what is that? So well-wishing friend, person who is in Sakyam, they depend on Krishna for protection. Avasya Rakshibe, Krishna will definitely protect me. But the another aspect is, you are also Krishna's well-wisher. You want to, what is that? You want the best for Krishna. You all know, right? Gaurav Sakya, what type of Sakya is two types? Gaurav Sakya and Vishrambha Sakya. Vishrambha Sakya is there in Vrindavan. Vishrambha Sakya is there in Vrindavan. What is Vishrambha Sakya? Very intimate. Very intimate. Very intimately foregoing the formalities, no formalities. And Rupa Goswami writes, what is that? Krishna, what is that? We don't do that in the temples. But Krishna is eating play from remnants. Krishna is eating, Krishna is, what is it? Eating from the same plate. If we do that in the temples, it's an offense. Friendship. So it's very intimate. Sri Ramasda, Madhvangal spoke Krishna. So Rupa Goswami says a person who is Sakyar platform, he'll sleep in the temple also. This is my friend's temple. You cannot sleep in the temple is offense. But if you sleep in the temple, thinking Krishna is your friend, perfect. But you need to act on that level, of course. Sometimes people ask, somebody died, should we come to temple or not? I want to clarify here. Sutakam, there is a contamination on the mental level. But if you're very advanced, what is there very advanced? Your children, will you feed your children or not? When somebody dies in your home, you'll feed. So likewise, if you're on that level, then formalities don't work. But up to that stage, formalities work. Lord Chaitanya, before he declared his divinity, we were discussing, he went to Gaya to offer Pinda. So we need, one has to perform his occupational duties, Varnashram Dharma. But if you're advanced, next level, no need. So devotees may lie in the temple. If you're very advanced, you can. But if you're not advanced, sadhana bhakti, one has to follow strictly the rules and regulations. Ragana bhakti, your bhakti is spontaneous. You don't, your bhakti is spontaneous. So you don't, you work, anything you do is for Krishna's pleasure. That is Ragana. Your attachment is spontaneous. You don't think twice to attend Mangalarti or not. If somebody is thinking twice means sadhana bhakti, conditioning is there. But overcome the conditioning. Then Atmanivedanam. Atmanivedanam means full surrender. Body, mind, and words. Rakobimar joiche tohar Krishnadasa tuadikar. So, my Lord, body, mind, and soul. So if you are serving, I'm sold out animal to you. I don't worry. You will maintain me. I'm fully not dependent on you. Wow, surrender. Surrender to Krishna, surrender to Guru. It is Atmanivedanam. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, if you sell, like in India, you buy the cows and you take the cow with you. So am I sold out? I'm a sold out animal. My Lord, I don't worry about maintenance. You will take care of it. Hare Krishna. That's happening. That is a Atmanivedana. Full surrender. Krishna is my maintainer. Goptrutve varanantada. Krishna is my maintainer. And I don't worry. Fully surrendered. Lord Chaitanya asked Shiva Thakur, Shiva, there's so many people in your home. And I don't see you working. Then Shiva said, What is that? My Lord, I depend on Krishna, I clap 3 times. And if the necessary things don't come, I mean, I'm fully surrendered, I'm working for Krishna. So they have Krishna's deity, he is rendering service to Krishna, body, mind, and soul. If I know the necessary ingredients are not there, what I will do? I'll jump and die. So, okay, Krishna doesn't want to maintain. Then why should I stay and end my life? Lord Chaitanya said, wow. Even if, a day may come, goddess of fortune may be devoid of the wealth, but you will all have the faith, the surrender, the faith and the surrender. The faith and the surrender. It's very important actually. I'm sorry. Yeah. There is actually, I suddenly remember. You surrender to Guru, surrender to Krishna, that's fine. Atmanagana. There used to be a devotee by name Deenabandhu Prabhu. Sorry, Jagadbandhu. Sorry. He was actually a disciple of Saraswati Thakur. Just to please his Guru Maharaj, you know what he did? He sold his entire property. And he built the temple, Bagh Bazar Gaudiya Math. And he sold so much everything, he did not have place to stay. Saraswati Thakur told him, Saraswati Thakur bestowed all his blessings on him. Jagadbandhu Prabhu. He said, come and stay in our temple. Actually, there's a picture of his leaving the body in the temple. He left the body in the temple when he died. And Bhakti Vilas Tirtha Maharaj, he was actually, you will see Bhakti Vilas Tirtha Maharaj. He was the Saraswati Thakur had so much faith on Bhakti Vilas Tirtha Maharaj. Because he was, Bhakti Vilas Tirtha Maharaj was the one would do everything for Saraswati Thakur. Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. But that temple became the problem actually. Because it was all marble. Brahmacharis wanted to occupy, So anyway, but Jagadbandhu Prabhu, he sold out everything. Surrendered. And Bali Maharaj gave everything, full surrender. Yes, my Lord. Wherever you want me to send, I'm fine. Vamana said, go to the Patala, Sutalal region. Fine, my Lord. Surrender. So a person who does a surrendered body, mind, that is one level. The next level is a person who is with the soul. You identify yourself as soul, surrender to Krishna. I don't know, I don't have anything but Krishna in my life. I don't know. I don't have anything but Krishna in my life. Means you're conscious of Krishna, you're conscious of Krishna's production, you're confident of Krishna's protection, and you work in that regard, work in that category. Surrender. So Yamunacharya's prayer, abandon all types of self-concepts and identities in favor of Krishna's servant. I am Krishna's servant. The famous story of, Dasharthi is there. What is surrender? What is Sarvadharman Parityajya? It's a little late, but what is surrender? Body, mind, and words. You will do everything for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. That is the real surrender. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains the 6 qualities of surrender. Anukulyasya sankalpa. Whatever is favorable for bhakti, do it. Pratikulyasya varjanam, reject whatever is not favorable for bhakti. Rakshatishyati vishwasa. Krishna is definitely my protector. Goptritve varanam tada. Krishna is my maintainer. And with this, Atmanikshema Karpanya. You serve Krishna body, mind, and the soul. With the 6th one, humility. Dasanadas. Shadvida Saranagati. Shadvida, these are the 6 ways of surrender. These are the 6 ways of surrender. You know. So Ramanacharya told Dasharadi, scholar, when his guru's daughter came, Ramanacharya guru's daughter came, Ramanacharya told Dasharadi, go and become her cook. Dasharadi was a scholar. How thousands of people come to listen his lecture, but he said, no problem, I'll go. Shivananda Sen would work for 6 months. Whatever the money would come, every year he would bring all the devotees to Jagannath Puri. That was his service. Why? This will bring immense pleasure to Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya said, Shivananda Sen, I am your as property. Surrendered. They're all surrendered Nityasiddha devotees. You know? So, Sakyam Dasyam Atmanivadanam, there are last, at the end, the last 3 limbs. But the Sakyam and Atmanivedan, they are very for advanced devotees. Like today's Narsinga, this verse, Navida Bhakti is spoken by Prahlad Maharaj. You know, one should, as they age out in bhakti, age out in age, as they progress in age, sorry, that's the best word. Best way to put it. One should have, like you boil the milk and the milk becomes thick, you know, getting rid of water. Having got rid of water content. Likewise, our bhakti also should have more and more substance. I'm talking to myself. The lower modes of passion and ignorance, we should consciously make an endeavor. Pray, my Lord, please remove this impurity so that I can be more and more dedicated to you, more and more selflessly. Okay, so we'll end it. And we have a fire sacrifice, Abhishek, so many activities. And we'll continue next week. I'm ending. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much.